I'm an older guy and I'm definitely very old fashioned, but here's an idea that I want to try and keep working on combating. And it's the idea that is a negative thing for a guy to actually lead in a relationship. See, it conjures up words like toxic masculinity, or a guy being controlling, or even the negative idea of, oh, I wear the pants in a relationship. But male leadership is not at all like that when it comes to a relationship. See, to me, it's far easier to think about it like this. Like relationships, it's like dancing, right? In a relationship, somebody has got to take the lead. Because if you don't, you're going to be stepping on each other's foot, hurting each other's feelings, or more importantly, just looking bad out there. So when you as the man take the lead, it means you're in the place of leadership, and what you're doing is you're in a role where you're being active in this relationship. And you are working toward your desired results. And so when it comes to dancing, you can have this idea that, hey, I'm gonna move forward or move to the left or move to the right. But if you're not taking into consideration the actions and the move of your partner, then like I said, you're gonna be stepping on each other's foot, hurting each other, and looking silly out there. So to lead right in a relationship, it really comes down to knowing each other's, their moves, their strengths, their weaknesses, and working together to make it the best for both of you. But like I said, as the man leading the relationship, you're really directing it where you want to go. And that's the best for a woman, understanding where you want to go and that you are moving toward a long-term relationship or not a long-term relationship, but y'all are both moving in the same directions. But another benefit of leading in a relationship is it 100% makes you a better man. It makes you a better person. It makes you a better human being. And I'm going to talk about how it actually does that. So let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. As I mentioned before, today I'm going to be talking about how leading in a relationship can help make you a better man. And the first reason it does is because it helps you to understand who she is. See, man, when you ask a woman out on a date, it is now your job to figure out a plan on what to do. So you have to figure out what you want to do that'll be good and fun for the both of you. In fact, that's a skill that you're going to need to do in any relationship. Planning a date helps you to look forward to planning life and planning your future. And this is a very important thing for men to do. So when you're in this process of planning a date, you have to figure out what she likes, what she's used to, and then use that information to pick something that would be familiar to her, but yet something comfortable and exciting for her to do. And that is the thing you have to do every time. And it will coincidentally be enough that she will want to be with you. See, when you're doing this, you're leading and you're demonstrating your investment in the relationship. So this planning actually demonstrates that you're investing time in a relationship, that you kind of understand what makes her or women in general tick. And she will be kind of turned on by it. See, showing that you're considerate to some degree without being super needy, and that you're a person of value will actually show her that she needs to raise the bar to be on your level. And the number two thing that leading in a relationship, it teaches you how to build trust in a relationship. So being a good leader in a relationship means being clear and reliable. It means, hey guys, we don't gotta play coy, we don't gotta tell her we want a relationship or we don't want a relationship, we don't gotta pretend like we're working toward marriage when we're really not. It means being honest with person. Leading them is not manipulating them. Being a pillar in a relationship means that you take the lead on more than just activities and romance. It comes to being willing to lead in conversations, being able to disagree, having an open mind with disagreements, and more importantly, feeling comfortable telling someone what you think. This is 100% how you build trust in someone, and really someone who cannot handle it, they will move on and your life will be better without them. So men, the number three benefit you'll get from leading in a relationship is that you will be a whole lot less wishy-washy. This was definitely a problem I had when I was much younger. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, what you want to do, tell me what you think. When I got older, especially since I was a guy paying for stuff, I was like, yo, we're doing this. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. Hey, this is my decision on this. Let's go, let's run with it. And look, that's obviously a great thing because look, When a woman wants to be with a man, she wants to be with him. And his direct and decisiveness shows characteristics that's going to make him a good husband and a good father in the future. Look, we all know that in many relationships, there are going to be plenty of challenging moments. And when they seem like it's a lot easier to quit, because, you're tempted to say there's plenty of other fish in the sea, which there really is, but persistence through ambiguity in a relationship is not fair for her. And it's not helpful for us as men. You know what you want. You know who you don't want. And if somebody doesn't want you, you need to move on. And if you don't want that woman, you need to be clear to her about what you do want her for. If it's not a long-term relationship, if it's friends with benefits, if it's just a hookup booty call, hey, be a man and just tell her about that. So both of y'all are on the same page and you and her are not confused about what you're looking for. In this case, being a leader means leading intentionally through the hard time. That might mean ending the relationship just because this person is bad for you, or you and them have different wants and you're never going to marry it up. Or it means that you actually are invested in this person who is equally, if not more invested in you, and you're going to persevere through the hard times. Instead of just going through the motions and hoping problems will go away, you address it directly, you're honest with that person, and you move forward with whatever your relationship's supposed to look like. But this is a skill that leading in a relationship helps you develop. The number 4 thing that leading in a relationship will allow you to do, man, is it will allow you to prove yourself. You ever been trying to drive somewhere and the woman's like, hey, do you know where you're going? I'm like, yeah, I don't need to ask for help. Well, look, that's a common thing for guys. And a lot of times we say we don't need to ask for directions, not for any reason other than we're trying to show that we're in control and that we're not wrong. But when it comes to driving directions, man, you better know when to actually ask for help. But when it comes to a relationship, this is far more important that you know where you're steering the relationship. Yeah, she knows you don't know where you're going with a direction, but when you don't know where you're going in a relationship, she can see that just as clearly, and it is not comforting to a woman. And you're definitely on the track of losing leadership or losing that woman. So look, man, you're gonna find that women will actually be able to love you more and give you what you need more if you're capable of expressing it and capable of leading that relationship where you both are saying you want it to go. So look, guys, there's an obvious thing that's going on here about leading in a relationship. We are not perfect. And sometimes we're gonna try and lead and we're gonna fail. You're gonna try and lead the family to a different height or through some adversity, and you're going to need her help sometimes. You're going to need strength and support, which is what women are there for. So you, as a man, have to be 100% honest about when you need help and when you're failing, and when you're actually trying to drive behavior in your wife and children. Because you can't just sit back and wait for her to be more, loving or more thoughtful or ultimately more giving. You're gonna have to be specific about expressing what you're looking for and help her by understanding her, to give her the tools and opportunities to grow where she should be, where you need her to be. So if you're in a relationship with someone who trusts you and loves you, they're gonna be a lot more open to your criticism and your direction and guidance to move them on a path that'll bring you where you want them to be. But that's only gonna happen if you have their respect, you show leadership, and they trust the direction you're going. The number 5 thing that leading in a relationship does, it holds you accountable. Look, guys, the other side's taking the lead. It's like I talked about earlier, is that you're not gonna always be successful and you need to live up to your failures. See, I'm a pretty stubborn guy and I'm proud. And I also wanna do what I wanna do instead of sometimes what I observe is the right thing to do. When I talk about right and wrong, I'm not talking about ethically right and wrong. I'm talking about right and wrong into moving us toward the goal that I've set forth the relationship and that my wife or the girl I was in a relationship with agreed upon. See, guys, inevitably we're going to fail. And when a woman has accepted your leadership, you have to fess up to those failures. Because if you don't, that is the worst type of leadership. She will lose trust in your leadership ability she will lose respect for you as a man, and really, you're showing that you really don't deserve to lead. This is what leadership is. It is accountability for your actions, holding on to responsibility for your good and bad decisions, and having a plan to move yourself and your relationship forward in the direction that you've always said that you wanted it to go. So I just talked about 5 ways about how taking the lead in a relationship can actually help to make you a better human being and a better man and more fit to lead in other areas of your life. But especially talking about relationship, it all goes back to that dancing analogy. See, when you're with a partner and you're trying to spin her around, sometimes she might say, hey, let's stop that. It makes me dizzy. You try to dip her, she's like, oh, I'm scared, I'm gonna fall. Not because of you, but because of her, and she'll let you know that. But my favorite response as a leader is, well, I feel like you can do it, so go ahead, even though I'm not sure what's gonna happen. And that is when you've truly earned the trust of the person you're in a relationship with, and you're ready to move forward. And guys, if it's a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, a long-term relationship that probably will go nowhere, or especially a marriage, guys, you have got to get there. You have to be there where you hear her say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I trust you to make it happen. That it means you're doing your job as a man and that she truly trusts and respects you. Building that trust and respect, it's not gonna happen overnight. And just like that old Navy saying is, one old shit can erase 1,000 attaboys. Oh yeah, one little mistake can undo a whole lot of years or decades of work, depending on how big that mistake is. But men, that's our role. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So go lead in that relationship. Go use it to train you to be a better man, and go out there and lead. All right, I wanna thank you very much for stopping by the Legacy Gentleman channel. If you found something in this video useful, please like it. If you wanna see more videos about how to turn good men into great men, into legendary men, please subscribe to this channel. And until next time, go be legendary.